Let's hope this microphone holds. Okie dokie, artichoke. Welcome to a little intimate, almost, it'll feel like a one-on-one session, and it kind of feels like that every time I'm talking to a camera anyway. But this session, this practice is just for you. And I want you to really enjoy that and to take up space. So if you haven't already, if you clicked on this link because it came to your email and you were like, what's this? Use this now, pause the video, go and grab a mat. You can use any other props or bolsters, anything that you like to make your practice more comfortable, and that is the intention for the next maybe 15, 20 minutes. I want to share a gentle practice with you, so you don't need to be advanced, don't worry about it, it's super accessible. Just something to bring us back down, grounded, and within our hearts. So if you would like to take some time, go and take that time now, and then I'll meet you back on your mat. I'd like to invite in a seated upright position. You may like to sit onto a block or a bolster, something to give your hips a little bit more elevation than your knees. So you might be sitting more like this, and that enables the correct tilt in your pelvis and just creates a little bit more space in the body as well. Closing down the eyes if you feel safe and comfortable to do so. Lengthening through the spine. Inhale, draw the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, draw the shoulders down the spine. Yeah, use your breath, make some noise. Inhale through the nose, shoulders lift to the ears. Exhale, open the mouth, shoulders drop down the spine. One more just like that in your own time. What we're doing here is we're dropping into our practice, and we're letting our nervous system know that it's safe to drop in, to let go of anything that it's holding on to, and just to be here, to be present. When you finish that last exhale, allow yourself to find a neutral, comfortable breath. Just watching, noticing, becoming present and witness to the way that your breath, that life force and prana moves in and out of your body, and how that actually feels to experience. Maybe starting to bring awareness to where in your body is moving as you take each inhale and exhale. Maybe you're breathing up into the chest. And if that's the case, can you invite it down and soften your breath into your belly? Something that I like to do is to place either one or both hands on my belly, maybe the other one on the heart space. And I use my hand placement there as a guidance system to just gently remind my belly that it's okay to let go, it's okay to breathe, to expand. Just watching your breath and the natural rhythm that you're in. Perhaps it's a reflection of your energy or your mindset or your emotional body, your mood today. On the next inhale, I'm going to invite you to raise both arms up above your head, palms come to touch, maybe gently looking up towards that beautiful sky. And then exhale, hands come down. Either side of the knee, just in front, tenting up through the fingertips, and allow your chest to melt down towards the earth. The elbows stay high. A few little body rolls here. Inhale, the chest move forward. Exhale, chest melts down, elbows stay high. And the forehead comes down and lightly kisses the floor before inhaling all the way back up. Last one. Beautiful. Coming upright, here's where you can remove the bolster or a block if you have one, and then coming up onto your knees, facing the front edge of your mat. From here, I'd like you to interlace the hands behind you, palms of the hands together, not just the fingers, sorry. And then draw the shoulder blades down or across the top of your back to touch. And then rather than arching through the back, allow that pelvis to tuck under and the belly button to pull to the spine. From here, you can either drop the hands down towards the earth and allow the palms to split, and you're kind of stretching through the front of the wrist as you do this, while still lifting the heart towards the sky. You can either look forward or maybe allow the head to gently move backwards. Just so I can speak, I'll look at you. And then if that's not quite enough yet and you would like to come into a deeper opening, or if you're already warmed up, you might be able to place your hands onto the soles of your feet and then start to lift up through the heart here. If you feel you have the space here, maybe start to lift the hips away and push the hips forward. Again, you can look forward or maybe look all the way back. 2 deep breaths. Let it go. Another one in. Exhale, coming out the way that you came into it and coming into a neutral spine, just placing the hands on either the tops of the thighs, palms face down, or palms face up. Close the eyes, take a few deep breaths. Beginning with a heart opener, and not just a heart opener, a more intense heart opener. This is normally a posture that we'll do towards the end of a practice, but I really just wanted to invite us starting from a space of deliberate and conscious and intentional presence and surrendering of the heart and just being like, I'm here, I know that I'm safe, I'm with myself, I'm with my mat. Obviously, always listening to the body as well. From here, I'd like you to come onto all fours, tabletop position. The fingertips can either face forward or you can do a little wrist stretch by taking the fingertips towards the knees in a wrist face forwards. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin, activate through the throat, through the thyroid. And then exhale, curl through the spine, look towards your navel and push the earth away through the palms. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, curl and round. Beautiful. Flipping the fingertips forward again. Coming back to your tabletop position, this time tucking the toes. And we're going to engage through the belly, lift the belly towards the spine, round through the upper back, micro bend through the elbows, and then we're hovering the knees 2 inches off the floor. So not high at all, barely visible. Keep rounding through the upper back and lowering the hips down. A lot of us have the tendency to lift the knees up and the hips up, bring the knees just to a hover. Lengthen the spine and the crown of the head forwards. Inhale. As you exhale, downward facing dog. You can shift side to side here if you want. Ultimately, we're just opening up and saying hello to the hamstrings, to the back body, to the hands, the palms, and the shoulders. Allow the head to shake yes, the head to shake no, maybe bending from one knee to the other, or rotating through the heels from one side of the mat to the other. There is no right or wrong. On the next inhale, come back to stillness. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. And then I want you to almost like lunge yourself into a high plank and then come back into that kind of prowling tiger position. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, prowl. Inhale, forward. Exhale, prowl. On the next inhale, straighten both legs and then release the right toes to the sky, three-legged dog. As you exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Allow the heel to draw towards the glutes. Full breath in. Full breath out. On the next inhale, right toes high to the sky, come up onto the back toes, square the hips towards the mat, and then step to the outside of your right hand. Lower the back knee down, untuck the back toes. From here, I want you to place your right hand inside the right foot, and then using the inner knee to press into the right shoulder, and the right shoulder to press out against the knee, and then opening up, unfolding towards the left edge. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more breath in. And then exhale, plant the palms down and step back into a narrow-kneed child's pose, all the way to the back edge of the mat, allowing the belly to touch down onto the tops of the thighs, maybe the crown of the head or the hairline touching down to the mat, and take the hands back behind you as well. Just take a few breaths. Noticing where the mind goes when it's given permission to wander, when it's given space. And then coming back out, walking the hands forward, coming back to that tabletop. Tuck the toes, inflate through the upper back, and a 2-inch hover in the knees. We're feeling strong here, sturdy. Spread the fingers nice and wide, maybe like spider finger, so push into the very tips of the fingers so that the knuckles lift up. Full breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do the left leg. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Left toes high to the sky. As you exhale, bend through the left knee. Allow the heel to draw as close to the glutes as you can. Keep pressing evenly through both palms. The shoulders try to stay square to the mat. On the next inhale, straighten the left leg. Come up onto the right toes. And then exhale, step to the outside of the left hand. Lower the back knee down. Plant the left palm down this time. On the inhale, the right arm sweeps high to the sky, opening up to the side. And we hold here for a breath in. And a breath out. One more inhale. As you exhale, hands come down and step back all the way to that child's pose. Breathe it in. Let it go. From here, I want you to draw your knees out, maybe not quite as wide as the mat, but wide enough that your torso can comfortably come down in between the thighs. So this will look a different length or amount for everyone, depending on the width of your torso and the width of your hips. So find a space that works for you, and then take the hands forward into a regular child's pose. From here, you can look forward at the fingertips, and you're going to slide the hands forward as you slide the heart and either the chin, or maybe that's a little bit much on the neck, in which case you can bring the forehead down towards the mat. So it'll look something like this. You start in child's pose, you start to slide the hands forward and either bring the chest down or maybe the forehead down. The idea is to get your hips directly above your knees, and then we're opening up through the thoracic spine. Three deep breaths. Again, enjoy the space, or at least become curious as to what your mind does and the little games that it plays and the tricks that it likes to play on you when you give it the space. On the next inhale, coming all the way down onto your belly, keeping the palms where they are and the elbows directly above or below the shoulders. Press into the pinky toes on the feet, lift up through the knees, energetically engage through the elbows and try to pull your belly button to in between your hands in front of you. Lengthen through the back of the neck and keep looking forwards. Full breath in. Full breath out. So this is called our Sphinx pose, and it looks lazy, but it's actually really active and energized, as you can probably feel. By the time you forget one thing, it's all just gone down the drain. But it hasn't. It hasn't. We're just here and we're breathing. We're present. We're grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for movement and my breath. And I think that is ultimately what yoga teaches me every time, something new. But it always comes back to that gratitude. And then coming all the way down onto your belly. I'm going to move the microphone so that it doesn't sound weird. But you just enjoy either one cheek or the other down. And the palms can be beside you, palms face up. Or the arms can be beside you, palms face up. Maybe bending through the knees. Taking the soles of the feet up towards the sky as you're here. Maybe taking the knees a little bit wider, and then just windscreen wipering your feet from one side to the other. So you can either be up like this, like I am, or you can stay down completely flat, forehead against the mat. I'm going to make myself a little pillow here by placing one fist on top of the other. Ultimately, you just want to be resting, recovering, giving your body the time and the space within your body actually, to just be and to experience the last posture and the unfolding of that and your experience being human, being here now. Releasing, planting the palms by the chest, coming back up through tabletop and come back into a gentle child's pose. Knees can either be together or apart, yogi's choice. 2 more deep breaths. Beautiful. Walking the hands back in towards the body. We're going to come back into that Ustrasana camel pose that we began the session with. And you may feel more open now, a little bit more warm and nimble and able to find a deepening of that posture. If that is true for you, fabulous. Enjoy it safely. You're the only one who has the understanding of what that feels like in your body, which means you're in charge. I'm just here offering suggestions of what might feel good. If something doesn't feel good, don't do it. Find something that does benefit you and that does feel good. So same thing, camel pose. We can start gently by either placing the hands onto the heels, or again, you could interlace the hands behind you. Find that opening through the chest first. Maybe place the backs of the hands down and lift up through the heart. Maybe you stay here or allow the head to drop back, or maybe you take the other option, holding onto the feet. You can use blocks or props here as well if you have them. Find your version and then start to lift the hips forwards. Keep pressing forwards. You'll feel like you're really far forward, but you're like here. I want you to find as much opening through the hip flexors as you possibly can. Either looking forward or allow the head to move back. Find your full expression. 2 more full rounds of breath. And to come back out the way that you came in, nice and slowly, gently, lengthening back through the spine, a slight tuck of the chin towards the chest, hips towards the heels. And then palms can be on the thighs, either face down or face up to receive. Close the eyes down. So that's just a very short practice. And I wouldn't even call that a practice. It would be an embodiment, a way for me to connect with my body and a way for you to connect with yours. You can keep your eyes closed either here, or you can find any other seated position that feels comfortable for you. Perhaps cross-legged, sitting onto a bolster to elevate the hips again, like at the beginning of the class. And our intention, or my intention with sharing this practice of heart openers, and I call them heart openers, not back bending, because we aren't bending the back, we're opening from the front side of our body, which, yes, does automatically bend the back. But the intention is to break or to free some of the calcification that we have in our chest and to create more spaciousness. And what that has taught me, and what that continues to show me in my practice, is that the more space I have in my heart and around my heart, the more space I'm able to allocate to the space between the thoughts in my head. Mind blown. I'd like to just end by allowing you to bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly, wherever you are. A gentle bow of the chin to the chest, the head to the heart, in reverence and in gratitude for the power, for the wisdom, and for the deep knowingness that our heart has, for all the lessons that she has to teach us and to share with us. all the different flavors and textures and experiences of this life, all the different stories, all the different people, all the different places. And yet of all these things, there is nothing quite like feeling home within yourself. Feeling that heartbeat beneath your palm, constantly moving and beating for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can bring your palms together, your thumbs to your third eye. Again, a gentle lift of the head and the heart to the sky, to that beautiful grandfather sky. May you have thoughts of wisdom and clarity, invention and intention. Take your thumbs to your lips. May you speak words of clarity. May you speak with integrity and intention. May you speak up and speak out for what you believe in, for what is right, for what is just, for yourself and for others. And then take your hands to your heart. May you feel and give and be the love that you truly are and that you truly do deserve. And from my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you. Thank you just for being here. Thank you for making a purchase from my collection and for supporting not just yourself, but for having the capacity and the willingness to show up in all these different areas of your life and the way that that influences and impacts other people and the people around you as well to do better for themselves too. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of me. We're all going so far and all on our own journeys. And it's really beautiful, and I'm privileged, I'm honored, deeply honored, and so grateful to be here on this journey with you. So thank you for making your little purchase, and I hope that these remind you in some way of that love that you have for yourself. And if you ever stray from it, may these be little reminders and mementos for you to come back into that, and maybe come back to this practice more than once, as often as you need it, and just be here with yourself. I love you. Bye.